How's it going, YouTube? I'm back with the message. Yesterday I made a video on how to protect your home. It's titled Gang Stalker for Breakfast, if you want to check that one out. So, been getting more messages on, that one, how to protect your home and what do you do about the harassment when you're out. First and foremost, I'm going to try to keep this on a physical aspect. As you know, I've once preached before. It's a spiritual war what's going on, right? There's a holy war going on. They don't want you to understand what's going on. And this took me, oh man, 10 years. Not until 2017 when God showed me exactly what it was. Spiritually, He showed me this is a spiritual war, son, but it has manifested into the physical. So these so called perps, you feel harassed, you feel followed. Some of them do it because they've been deceived into doing it, right? Some of them on a higher level, or maybe not even on a higher level. Some of the keyboard gangsters, some of the keyboard gangsters are the ones that harass you online and leave you comments like, you need to see a doctor. You're delusional. Those are their favorite words. I've been hearing that for 10 years, and I don't know if they may be trained to say this. I don't know if they take classes. I don't know, where they learn this at, but maybe it's a handbook, a perp handbook. But anyways, they're always going to try to shoot your credibility. They're always going to try to assassinate your character. They're always going to, if let's say you go to a gym, like, how I found out when I went to the gym that they were going and spreading the word, because I knew someone for years that had transferred from a different YMCA. His name was Jeremy, a firefighter. So he told me what was up. You got to always, allies in this day and age are they're far and few. You're not going to have that many, but God will open up your eyes to the ones that you can trust. And even sometimes you gotta second guess that. Test all things, test all spirits is what the Most High says, right? But as far as you feel like you're getting harassed by vehicles, the way they use the reason they use a lot is because they go through the loophole. That's why it's gang stalking. It's more than one. They want you to feel overwhelmed. They don't want to put the same person around you all the time, because then they are liable to criminal charges. They use the dealership plates. Some of them, a lot of these this program that has been in place for a long time. God is just opening up your eyes. That's the only difference. It's not like it just started. It's gotten more intense because they're running out of time. But what I would do if I was you, if you see someone parked next to you that keeps parking next to you, get back, take a picture of their vehicle next to yours, and if you see it again, do the same thing. Write down the date. File it away. I'm not saying to report nothing because they're in on it too. Don't report nothing to nobody. Just save all your things, because there's a time they will be judged. So the dealership plate, when you see those paper plates, as I call them, they're dealership plates, temporary plates, whatever you want to call them. On some of my videos, I try to be correct because you're delusional. You need a doctor, says Chief Handler. But anyways, I've been there 6 times too. The doctor keeps letting me out the next morning and says, why do they keep bringing you here? And I say, why don't you ask the officer that brings me? That's a Mason for you. But anyways, some of the doctors even give false diagnosis. They didn't on my part. I don't know. I guess he wasn't in on it. But I prayed about that hospital called the Nix, Nix, and they shut them down. God shut them down. All 3 of them here in San Antonio. If you don't believe me, go to Google, type in San Antonio Nix Hospital gets shut down. That's where they were taking me. They have like a little psych ward there, I guess. But the reason they kept taking me is because, I was firing off shots in my neighborhood. They went inside my mom's house. At that time, I was at her house. I'm back home now. Been here for a couple of years now. But anyways, they found my pistol, took my pistol. They said that I was trying to go to war with the cops, and I was like, man, y'all are delusional, man. I fired shots because there was a bunch of people going through my alley, and I wanted them to get out of my alley. That's why. But they'll like I said, even like the fake news, the story may have happened, but it didn't happen the way they're telling you it happened. They just like Operation Mockingbirds, where the CIA's infiltrated, CNN and everything. Uh, Anderson Cooper worked there. He says he was only an intern at the CIA, but he worked there, so they put him in place. He's in his position right now. So they feed you their narrative, whether it be fear mongering, whatever it may be. So use discernment, do your research for yourself. I would recommend a channel on YouTube called Melcap. It's spelled Melkeb, and it's going to show you what's going on in the world. This channel is very informative. It's showing you how the rivers are turning to blood. It's showing you the plagues of locusts, all the plagues like back in the days, showing you how China, the CCP, is going down. Like I've said before, kings and kingdoms are falling, but all that stuff. So I would highly recommend that channel. It has thousands of subscribers, hundreds of thousands. So check that out. That's how I do my research and find out, because the news doesn't show you that. They don't want to alarm the world that the birthing pains have begun, that God has already shaken the heavens and the earth. But anyways, back to the subject. So take that picture. Don't take a picture of the paper plate. If you want to, go ahead, but then go up to the front windshield and get the VIN number. That won't change. It's a vehicle identification number. File that away in your files. Get you a file and file everything away. Just save it in a safe place. Don't have it around people you can't trust. There's going to be a time where these perps will be judged. God says it. Everything in darkness shall be brought to the light. That's confirmation that it's going to happen. But anyways, so as far as the vehicles and the stalking, when it comes to that, you can do that in stores. If you feel like, man, you're just agitated, that's what they're trying to get you to get. They're trying to make you look delusional by lashing out at strangers, right? So what I do is I recommended a shirt called from Walmart. You can go to walmart.com. I think Chief Handler has a promo code. They say he works there. I don't know. I'm not going to confirm that. I tell no lies. So I don't know if he works there, but he may have a promo code from what I heard. But anyways, so you got your keyboard gangsters. There's nobody in their right mind that's going to harass God's people and people that are, on the internet looking for help for no monetary gain. I mean, unless they're delusional. Who would do that for fun? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to just use some critical thinking, process of elimination, and you'll get to the root of the problem. But anyways, this is where I tell you, with all the books that I read, I've showed the hundreds of books I have. That's carnal knowledge. That's the way man has wrote up history. If you want history and the truth of the history, that's where you ask for discernment and you get the spirit of truth. Therefore, you get the spirit of wisdom. You put those two and two together, and you root out the lies, and you get to the truth. Yes, things have happened, but it didn't happen the way they said it happened. Just like Operation Paperclip, when they brought the Nazis over, instead of hanging them, they hired them. So if you want to learn more about that, go to YouTube Google or Safari or YouTube, and type in Operation Paperclip. That's going to tell you everything, how they brought some of those scientists, those Nazi scientists, to work for I think it was NATO or the United Nations. They brought some to America, and they only hung, I think, 11 or 17, something like that. But anyways, as far as you being agitated, at stores and stuff like that, get you that shirt, because you're going to send them a subliminal message saying, I see y'all out there, but y'all need Jesus. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm saying nothing. God has shown me to do this a long time. That's what you call peace that passes all understanding. When you can be in the middle of a war all around you, but you got peace that passes all understanding. That's why he says, put on the shoes of peace. Walk in peace, son. If anybody be, if I be for you, who dare be against you? He's going to pour out his vengeance. He's already doing it. They're not going to be able to buy their way out anymore, is what God says. But I would recommend that shirt. If you need to get that promo code, reach out to Chief Handler. Yeah, he's what I call a keyboard gangster. Yeah, they go to war from the keyboard. They probably got a lot of muscles in their fingers. And then you got Agent K. I'm sure some of y'all know who these individuals are. You'll see them on your comments. You're delusional. They say the same thing all the time. You're delusional. There's nothing happening. You're just, nobody's persecuting you. There's no holy word. There's no Jesus. These are the things they say. There's no God. You're imaginary friends. That's what they say. Whether they've been deceived and they become demonic puppets, some know. Some have sold out, entirely. Some have completely given up their free will. So therefore, demonic beings can jump in and out of that vessel. That's why sometimes I see some of y'all saying, well, how do they know this and how do they get there? It's a spiritual warfare. Once you learn how spiritual things operate, you'll be like, oh, okay, I get it now. Spiritual things are spiritually discerned. But I was trying to stay on the physical aspect, try to help y'all out. Go back and check out the one about home security, to protect your home when you're not there. And this is more for vehicles and when you're at the store. So don't lash out. I've seen a couple individuals, with their phone recording, as they're shopping, saying, "Do you see him? Do you see him?" And they're cussing people out, and then the customer's like, "What do you mean? I ain't following you. Don't do that. That's what they want you to do. That's what they want you to do. That's how they shoot your credibility. Then they go around and assassinate your character. So don't do that. Just send them a subliminal message and say, y'all need Jesus, because this is a spiritual war. Some of y'all say, how are people so evil in these days? It's a spiritual thing. Demons and fallen angels and foul spirits of the air, principalities, whatever you want to call them, they have no empathy. Would you rather leave a dog that you've had all your life around your infant child, or would you rather have a python that you've had all your life around your infant child? The python has no empathy. It doesn't know that, hey, I can't squeeze this dude and swallow him, right? But a dog's gonna know, hey man, I can't be doing that, So they have no empathy. They're serpent seeds. Children of Cain, Edomites, I can go on and on and on. But they don't have empathy. They don't feel bad. I've heard people say, why do I still feel this way? And why is this happening? They have no empathy. They're not children of the light. They're children of the night. I can go on and on, but the faster that you realize, this took me 7 years to realize, I'm not fighting a physical battle. It's a spiritual battle. Therefore, we go to war in prayer. We bind up spirits at the root. We don't try to trim the branches out here in the physical. Of course, you want to protect your home. Of course, you want to learn how not to be agitated by this. But I'm going to tell you one thing that God has shown me. The more, that's telling you how effective you are, towards the kingdom of darkness. It takes thousands of them to come up against one soldier of the Most High God. Thousands. I'm telling you, thousands. So what does that say about us? What does that say about us? You know what I'm saying? For the true soldier of God, not for those who claim, not for those who are crash test dummies, not for those, doing that street theater where no, not for those. I'm talking, you'll know a true soldier of God when he begins to see spiritual things and he begins to live a holy life. Now, you may be in the process of getting there, so don't count yourself out. It's called a sanctification. It's sanctification of the body of the flesh. We're crucifying the flesh and walking in the spirit. That's what's happening. And from what God has showed me, that doesn't happen overnight. It didn't happen for me overnight. I was, my wife can even. I was reckless, man. I was almost. I wanted to go to war. If God took me out of this world, so be it. I just couldn't do it on my own because God says, I giveth and I taketh away. So I knew that already. But if I can go to war with some of these individuals and they take me out, hey, I go home, I'm walking on streets of gold, right? But God will always leave a soldier in the battlefield that knows how to war. Teach these fingers to battle, teach these hands to war, right? So he says, those who seek to lose their life for my name's sake, I'm going to give them long days. I'm going to leave them there. But those who try to save their lives and cowered away, they shall lose their lives, is what it says. Cowards are going to lose their life, But anyways, that's all I have for this morning. Stay kingdom on.